What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. I want to welcome you guys to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel that's designed to help folks make life-changing profits and life-changing money in their life. And we normally share our experiences and what we do to go through to get to the point where our team was able to retire early, okay? So in this video, guys, I want to talk to you guys about something about trading in the crypto space, okay, that many traders do not talk about and many investors don't talk about. And the reason why they don't talk about it is usually they don't know about it, okay? Usually when you don't hear other traders and investors talk about it, it's probably because they either haven't gotten to that level to where they know that this is an issue, or they just outright just don't know it, okay? So just to give you a little backstory on myself so that you guys know where I'm coming from, so that whenever you hear me explain what I'm about to explain, okay, then you guys will know, where my perspective is coming from. So I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee, worked in the fruit and vegetable fields, picked fruit and vegetables during my elementary school years, and then worked in the sweatshops during my middle school years, worked in the ship docks, in the fishing boats, repairing fishing boats in my high school years, right? Grew up very poor in America, grew up in the ghettos, sold drugs while I was in the ghetto because I hung around the wrong people, made some really bad choices, went to prison for almost 14 years. And during that time, I read a lot of stuff about trading and investing when I was in prison, but I never actually made any trades until I actually got out. And then when I got out, I really still did not know how to trade, even though I've read pretty much every popular trading book that you can imagine up until 2006, okay? And I still never knew how to execute a buy order or a sell order. And it wasn't until I invested money, saved up some money, invested it, and learned, went to a trading school, a formal trading school to learn how to trade. And then even then, it was still a struggle because even though some of those instructors in the trading school were teaching me, some of them was able to trade, but they were only able to trade a small account. And then some of them were really good. And then it was really difficult to tell which ones were like exceptionally really good traders and which ones were just average or below average traders when you're a new trader like myself. And I worked there at I was a student there, and then I did well enough to where they recruited me to become one of their trader coaches. So I was one of their trader coaches for many years. So it wasn't until I became a trader coach and started coaching other people how to trade that I started to really, really understand the science of trading. And the reason why I was able to really understand the science of trading and investing was because I was finally able to see the results of what other people were doing. Okay, because up until that time, trading is a very, very solo and a very lonely activity. Okay, it's not something that is very social. Okay, even though we get on the trading forums, the trading chat rooms, and all that stuff, trading is still a very, very lonely business because at the end of the day, it's us in front of the computer and we have to make that decision, that buy, sell, or hold decisions. Just those three, guys. There's no other decisions to make in trading. You either make a decision to buy, you make a decision to sell, or you make a decision to hold what you got, okay? So because of that, because I had the opportunity to see hundreds of students trading the stocks, futures, and Forex market and the options market, I was able to see the results. I was able to do some different experiments and do a lot of research. Matter of fact, I was obsessed with it, okay? Because even though I was doing well with my trading at that time, it was not at the consistent level that I wanted it to be, okay? It just really frustrated me because out of everything that I did in life, right, I always had really good consistency. And when it came to trading, it was never consistent. There was times when I would double my account in 1 week. Sometimes, I think the fastest I've ever done it was like in 2 or 3 days. I would double my Forex account in 2 or 3 days. And then I have, other times it would take me 6 months, okay? And I hated that. And there was times when it would take me an entire year to lose my entire account. and there would be times when I would lose my entire account in 2 or 3 days. Okay, and this was a vicious cycle that I had to go through, and it wasn't until I started to see the results of other people from live accounts, not simulated accounts, but live accounts. And I saw it enough times to where the aha moment came to me, and I started to realize it. And I also want to take this time out also to thank 3 white traders who are, white guys, American white guys, that really helped me take my game to the next level. The first one was a gentleman named, a trader named Scott M. He lived in Florida, and now he moved to the state of Texas. Okay, and if you listen to this, Scott, I am grateful for you helping me understand, simple statistics, because before then I did not have any clue about simple statistics and how to understand probability and statistics. Okay, and then the breakthrough happened when I met a trader named Rick W. He used to live in Dallas, in the same city as me, and now he's living in the city of Denver, Colorado, the last time I heard from him. Okay, he was the one who really made me realize. No, he was the one who confirmed. I should say give credit for the correct reasons. Okay, there were things that I was taught how to trade over here, and then when I went out into the real world and started trading with real money, I noticed that there were things that I had to do that no one ever taught me. Okay, there were certain things that I did that would double my account, and then there were certain things that I would do that would just lose all my account. And I did it enough times. I doubled my account many times. I also lost my account many times also. So regardless of what anybody told me over here in theory, the reality was I realized that if you do this, there's a potential that I could double my account. And if I did this, there's a potential I could wipe out and lose my entire account, right? So I kept seeing this, but everybody else was teaching me this over here, but this is what I saw out in the real world, in the field with real money, okay? And what happened was, it wasn't until I met Rick W. that he made me realize, I told him what I was doing, and I told him that this is what I believe that the science of trading is all about. And he was the first one to confirm it with me, and I had my math wrong. I did the math, because many of you guys know, I'm a high school dropout. Never, I only spent like, a few, like a little bit over a year in college, in a community college. So I'm not one of those Asian guys that's good in math and science. So I really don't know, I did not do the math correctly. And Rick showed me the correct math. And when he did, it opened my eyes to what trading, and that's when I had the breakthrough moment, okay? It's when I had that dinner at the Chili's bar in San Diego, okay, on Mira Mesa, on the Mira Mesa Boulevard with Rick W, okay? Now, the other thing too is after that, after I realized what trading was all about, I went on a journey to search for people to help me understand it more and understand it to a deeper level. And it wasn't until I met the third trader, who's also another white American, okay, that was his name is Scott S, okay? Scott S is from Las Vegas. I think he's living in Salt Lake City right now. And he was the one that I give a tremendous amount of credit to just really help me understand the science of trading. And then I was able to take what he learned and then go and apply it and show it to all my students, okay, and do the research, and I saw the results that they were getting, okay? You know how some people can understand something really well, but they can't really explain to somebody else how to do it, okay? Scott S. was really good at explaining it to me, an experienced trader, and I was able to take that and then take it to the next level, okay? So based on the research, I did a lot of research on trading, okay? I worked with tons and tons of students and had them do it, and I would test, and I would do what's called a split test, okay? What I would call an A-B split test, okay? This is a very common thing in marketing, and since I'm an entrepreneur and I'm very familiar with A-B split testing, right? I decided to apply those principles towards my trading research, and that's how I came up with what I'm about to share with you guys, okay? A-B split testing means that you try one method and you track all the results. If I say that I'm going to use a 20-day moving average, and every time it crosses, I'm going to buy, and every time it uncrosses, I'm going to sell. And let's say that I use a 20-day moving average over here, and then I do a 40-day or a 50-day moving average on this side, and then I compare the results of what the 20-day moving average was compared to the 50-day moving average, and then I would see which one has better results, right? Is the A better or is the B better, okay? And then let's say that the 50 is better, right? Then I would keep that as the benchmark, as the standard, and then I would test everything against it from then on. And that's how I would slowly improve my system. And I highly recommend that you guys do the same thing, okay? So now that you guys have a backdrop of where I got my trading from, my knowledge, my experience and everything, I want to share with you guys a few things, okay, and answer a very common question in trading. People always ask me, hey, should I buy now? Should I buy later? Like, should I buy Bitcoin at 1,000? Should I buy it at 5,000? Should I buy it at 10,000? Should I buy it at 15,000? At 20,000? And then when it comes crashing back down, hey, should I sell it at 15,000? Should I buy it at 15,000? Should I buy it at 10,000? Sell it at 10,000 or what? Or should I buy at 10,000? This is a very, very common question throughout trading, okay? I went through the same exact things, okay? Now, I want to share with you guys something. We do not do any scalping on our team, okay? I've done that for a long time, did thousands of trades, try to scalp. That is not something that does not give you an edge in trading, okay? Most people that try to scalp the market, and scalping means that it's a short-term trade where you buy and then you sell. You get a few bucks, you get out. You get a few bucks, you get out. You get a few points, you get out, okay? We don't do that, okay? Our channel is about creating long-term wealth, and that means long-term means long trends, okay? And I want to share something with you guys that you may not know, okay? So when the market, let's say that it goes from in 2013, it goes up to $1,000, okay? From here, when I got into Bitcoins, it was like right around, let's just do the math so it's easy. Let me see here. Okay. When I got into Bitcoins, right, it was at 2000 and the beginning of 2013, and let's just say that the price of Bitcoins was around $100 at that time, okay? And it goes up to here to at that time, it was like $1,200, okay, on Mt. Gox. And then subsequently, it crashed all the way back down to here. And then it went up even higher. And I'm off the camera here, okay? But just imagine that it went back up to 20,000, okay? Right there. Now, there's two trends here, from 100 to 1,200 when I started. And then from down here at the beginning of 2017, it was around 1,000, okay? And it went up to $20,000, okay? If you are an amateur and you just got into trading and investing and everything, I want you guys to realize something. Based on the research that I did, right, there was a large number of people that were amateurs and beginners when I was helping them learn how to trade. They would be able to capture 1/3 of this move. Okay, and when I say 1/3, it doesn't necessarily mean the first 1/3. It could be the second 1/3, okay? Or it could be the last 1/3. Or it could be in here, or in here, or in here. Somewhere in there, from $100 to $1,200, right? There's about there's about $1,100 distance in that. And an amateur or a beginning trader or investor, it was very common for them to be able to consistently grab 1/3 of that move. So the coin or the stock or the Forex currency may move $1,100 or 1,100 points or 1,100 ticks, however you want to look at it, right? It doesn't really matter. What matters is that what can you are able to consistently grab out of that trend when it happens, okay? And from my experience, right, when I was working with the stock, futures, Forex students, my goal was to get them to capture 1/3 of that. because it was a number that they were able to consistently do. They can screw around, jack around, not do exactly what I showed them, and they would still be able to grab 1/3. So if you are a beginner, or if I'm working with a beginning person right now, a student right now, my goal is to get them to capture 1/3 of that, okay? Now, you might say that, well, Ty, that's too low because that's $1,100 move. I'm not happy with just grabbing a 1/3 of that, right? So you might say that, right? And there are people out there, there are dumbass traders out there, there are fake-ass traders out there that will tell you they know how to get the bottom and the top, okay? Which is a bunch of fucking bullshit, okay? That's not possible, okay? That's not something you can consistently do in trading or investing that you can rely on to feed your family, okay? That's something that, have I done that before? Have I bought at the bottom and sold at the top before? Yeah, I have. Out of the, 7, 8, 9,000 trades that I've made in my lifetime, of course I've had a few lucky trades where I bought in at the bottom and sold exactly at the top, okay? But that's just luck. And as a trader, you gotta know when the money you just made was real skill or if it was just luck. Okay, that's one of the things that we talk about in our cryptocurrency investing blueprint. And by the way, I'm going to take this moment to plug it. We got a holiday sale on it, so make sure you go grab it, at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Okay, make sure you go get you a copy. One of the things that we stress a lot in the blueprint, okay, is that you want to rely on developing trading and investing skills that can serve you a lifetime and help you with your family, and not learn some gimmicks and tricks. And one of the things we talk about in there a lot is not to rely on luck. Trading is a game of probability, and you want to rely on developing skills that you have a high probability that you can repeat those actions consistently. Okay? Trading is not about how much money you can make. Trading is about probability and the consistency of that probability. Like, many of you guys have heard me say that I am right on about 34% of my trades, okay? If every 100 trades that I make, you can bet on it that 66% of them will go bad and lose money, okay? But I'm still profitable because I know that out of those 34% of the trades that I make, right, there's going to be 5% that's going to make about 80 to 85, 90% of all my profits. So I don't care about all the other trades that don't make any money as long as they're small losses. But the 5% of the trades that do make a lot of money, the amount of money that I make from them are gigantic, and they cover all the losses and all the small winners in the rest of the other the remaining 100. So I don't care as long as I'm profitable, net profitable, okay? So go back to this. The same amateur or beginner that starts out here in 2017 and it goes up to $20,000 per Bitcoin, okay? And I'll put Bitcoin right here just so that everybody knows, right? If a person can capture 1/3, which is about from here to here to here, so it's about that much chunk, right? So if you can capture that much of this movement, okay, you are doing fantastic as a beginner, especially if you've never had any professional training, you've never been to our cryptocurrency investing bootcamp, you've never studied the cryptocurrency investing blueprint or anything like that, and you somehow captured this, right? You are extremely lucky, and be grateful that you didn't know jack shit and you were still able to pull a big chunk of the market out, okay? So think about that for a moment. If I got in right here, 100, and I was able to capture 1/3 of this $1,100 movement, 1/3 of that is about $330, I think. So $330 on top of your 100, that means that you were able to make a 3x on your money, not knowing shit, okay? So be grateful for that. Be grateful, okay? The banks are only paying, I put $50,000 in an American bank one time, and they paid me 0.001. I got I think it was $11 for keeping 50,000 US dollars in the bank for 1 year, right? So if I'm making 300% here, I am extremely grateful and thankful for that, okay? Don't take that lightly, okay? You hear about 100x, 10x, and all this other shit, that people do in crypto, but the reality is that's just on one coin. What is their entire portfolio doing? If their entire portfolio did 1,000x or something like that, that's great. But usually that's not the case. It's just on one coin, but then they have a bunch of other coins that lost money, so their entire portfolio is not up 1,000x, like you hear a lot of people saying, okay? So over here, from 1,000 to 20,000, that's a $19,000, $20,000 move. If I caught a third of that, that's about $6,000 something dollars. If I put 1,000 in it and I made $6,000 from it, that's like a 6x move, right? So that's fantastic, okay? Now, that's for a beginning or an amateur or someone that's uneducated about trading and investing, okay? Now, even when you get educated in the first, in the beginning, what will happen is you'll get that 1/3 up to like maybe 35%, 40%, right? You'll capture about 35, 40% of that move, and you'll be more consistent with it, okay? Whereas the person who caught it knowing nothing, the chances of them doing it again are very slim. Most people didn't even capture 1/3 of that move during the run-up in 2017. So if you think that capturing 1/3 of that trend is not enough, ask yourself, did you capture 1/3 of the trend, okay? Did your portfolio, if your portfolio went from, when it went up, did you capture, your portfolio was here and then it grew to this big, did you still keep 1/3 of that, okay? And more than likely the answer is probably no for most people that I've talked to, okay? So don't take that lightly, guys, okay? Now, if you are a professional and you are good at what you're doing, and if you've been through our cryptocurrency investing blueprint or the cryptocurrency investing bootcamp, any one of those, then I would say that I expect you to capture at least 2/3 of that. So when $100 to $1,100, I expect you to capture at least a $600 move from that over here, right? So over here, from 1,000 to 20,000, I'm expecting you to capture 2/3 of that chunk, right? Somewhere in here, I'm expecting that much of that move. Now, it could be here, it could be up here, it could be up here, it could be up here, so much, but 2/3 of that, okay? So that is something that I want to share with you guys so that you know what's realistic and what's not realistic. Now, can you capture this whole move? Yes, I said that many times already. Yes, it's possible, but it's more luck. It's not skill. Capturing 1/3 or 2/3 of this move consistently, that's more something that's doable, and that's what we do. That's the reason why I'm going to transition now into when we buy, okay? That's the question. I had to set the foundation for all that so that I can share with you guys, when should we buy, okay? Now the market has crashed down to here, went sideways, and now it's crashed down some more, okay? Now, we don't know if it's going to go back up, okay? We don't know if it's going to go back up or if it's going to continue back down. We don't know that, and it's not important, okay? What's important here, guys, is that every time, if we look at Bitcoin in the past, okay, every time it has crashed 80 to 90%, I have never seen a time when Bitcoin crashes or the market crashes 80, 90%, and then we buy in around this area here. I have not seen it yet, okay, where that was a bad decision. Okay, now let's just say that we buy it here, okay, and I'm going to magnify this out here to where it looks like this, okay, and this is 2017, okay, or you know what, it doesn't even matter what the year is, okay, doesn't even really matter what the year is, because this is going to happen over and over and over, and I want you guys to realize this, okay. As the price falls, you have two choices, okay. You can wait until it hits rock bottom and then buy it and then sell it at the top. But we already said that that's not something that a person can do consistently, okay? So we're going to talk about things that we can do consistently, okay? Now, if I only have $100, okay, we want to buy in this area right here. Okay, we want to buy in that area right there. Okay, this is the buy area. Okay, now this is the buy area, but it depends upon how much money that we have. Let's just say that we only have $100. Okay, now I can't say $100 because that's not fair. Okay, I'm going to call it by, let's just call it how much our monthly expenses are, okay? So in America, right, my monthly expenses are around $5,000 a month after tax, okay? $5,000 a month to take care of my 2 kids in America, my wife, everything, help out the in-laws, things like that, right? Let's say that I have $100. Well, $100 in relationship to my monthly expense is so small, right? $100, in relationship to $5,000, it's so small that I don't need to worry too much, okay? I can wait until the price crashes, and then it comes up, it crashes again, it comes up, and it crashes again, and then when it comes up, then I can get in anywhere in here. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That's not something that I am going to think too much about. Now, let's just do this, right? That's my monthly expense in the USA, okay? Now, I go back to Vietnam, okay, and I find out that $500 is the monthly expense for somebody in Vietnam, okay? And that's a lot. Like $100, that's like taking a 20% of their monthly income and putting it into the markets. So if someone is in that position where they got to use $500, right, and they make $500, their monthly expense is $500, and they're going to take $100 and put it in, well, that's a little bit more. So at that point, then what I would do is that I would start buying like $20 here, $20 here, $20 here, $20 here, $20 here, $20 here, and go on the way up. And I could even be wrong, okay? I could be wrong and start down here and buy more on the way up like that. So I'm in this range over here, okay? I can be in that range, and that's okay, okay? That's okay. Meaning that if I make the mistake and I buy within this range over here, that is still okay. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Now, let's just say that I'm going to put in $5,000, okay? That's my entire monthly expense. Hold on here. Got somebody calling me. Let me just turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I turned my phone off, but it was not. Okay? So, if I had $5,000, right? Now, I have to, if I buy it all right here, let's say that if I buy it all right here and the market goes down some more, right? If it goes back up, it'd be the same as buying right here. All right? Now, it sounds good, but in theory, but in reality, I'm going to be hurting like a son of a gun. Emotionally, I am going to be hurting. I am going to be stressed out. I'm not going to be able to sleep right. I just put $5,000 in there, and the shit just crashed, and now I'm down 50% in 1 week, right? Mentally, I'm not going to be able to handle that. And you got to be aware of those things, okay? There's a lot of things that people say that sounds good in theory, but in reality, it's not that easy, okay? So we want to talk about something that we can do, okay? Trading, remember guys, trading is about what you can do in reality, not what you can do in theory, okay? And so what happens is when it's here, right, what I would do is if I had the 5,000, right, and I need to put it in, what I would do is I would start buying like 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, okay? I would buy along there. Now here's the catch, okay? Here's the catch. Okay? Here's the catch. Right? From here into here. Since I'm using a larger quantity, my goal, right, is to get it so that it's within this range right here. So that it's within this range right here. Okay? Like that. Now, however, that sounds good in theory, but that's not the reality because we don't know when the bottom is going to be, okay? So what I would say is that with that 5,000, I would start buying like every 2 weeks. Okay, I would buy every 2 weeks. I'd buy like $500. 2 weeks later, I'd buy $500. 2 weeks later, I'd buy another, and so this can crash, this can go up, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna average in, okay? Now, let's take for a moment, right, somebody that's a big baller and they make $50,000 a month, okay? What are they gonna do then? Now, $50,000, right? Keep in mind, 5,500, you can click a mouse and just get right in. At Coinbase, at Gemini, any of those big exchanges, you can click a mouse and you can get in right away. $50,000 is a little bit more difficult. When you click the mouse, that's gonna destroy, like if the price is here and you wanna buy it here, right? When the price is falling, the minute you click that button to buy $50,000, it's gonna push the price back up. So you think you're buying it here, but you're actually buying it up here. That's the reality. Okay, that's the reality of what happens when you try to buy that much crypto at one time. And that's just with Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is very liquid. If you try to buy something that's not liquid, like let's say for example, well, what's a good example here? Any of the coins that's outside of the top 50, right, or outside of the top 30, right? The minute you click it, it's going to go up to here. Like for example, if you try to buy Decred, a lot of the staking coins like Decred, if you try to buy 50,000 of it, it might push the price up to here. Okay, it might. The price was down here. You think you're buying it down here, but then it pushes it up to here, and now you end up paying somewhere at the price up here instead of the price down here. That's reality, guys. That's reality. So how do we solve that? We solve that by buying the 50,000. We ask ourselves, okay, how far out do we want to stretch it out to? Okay, we don't know, because at the time when we're buying it, we don't know it's going to do all this. So what we do is we put in that 50,000, we start buying like 1,000 a day, 1,000 or every other day, or maybe 1,000 a week, right? We start buying it. We start buying it here. The market goes down some more, we buy some more. If the market goes back up, we start buying 1,000. It goes up. If it goes down, we start buying, okay? And then when it comes up here, we start buying, okay? Now, usually, if this was the top up here and it came down to here, right? Usually, I'm gonna share with you guys a simple rule, the rule of 1/3, okay? You take this, the high and the low, and you divide it into 1/3. Usually, if the price goes above that 1/3 mark, what I do is I stop my buying. So even if I wanted to buy 50,000, and by the time it got over here, let's just say I only bought 40,000, I just stopped the buying, okay? Now, if it continues going up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Sometimes you miss it, sometimes you don't. Now, what happens if it goes down to here? Then I'll start buying back in again until I reach my $50,000 target, okay, of how much coins I want to buy, okay? That's if I had $50,000, okay? Let's do a scenario where, let's just say that I have $100,000, okay? Once you get to $100,000 where you're buying $100,000 of coins at a time, right? You don't know when is going to be the bottom. So at that point, you literally have to buy like 1,000 a day or 5,000 a day up until you fill the order, okay? Now, if you have to do like 500,000 or $1 million, right? You have to, if you have to buy something that's more than $100,000 at a time, you really need to get our cryptocurrency investing blueprint, because in there we talk about how to buy large volumes like that safely and accurately, okay? There's gonna be some slippage, you're gonna have to give up a percentage, okay? Usually when you buy above $100,000, usually there's going to be you're gonna lose about 3%, 3 to 5%. Okay, so in other words, if I want to buy $100,000 worth of Bitcoins and I end up with $97,000, $98,000 worth of Bitcoins, I'm doing good. Okay, so don't let anybody fool you and say, oh, you know, Ty, you're a fucking idiot because you put in $100,000 and all you got was $98,000 or $97,000 worth of Bitcoins back, right? Especially when it gets up to like $1 million. When you buy $1 million worth of Bitcoins, right? if you got $950,000 worth of Bitcoin, you did great. Okay, if there's a 5% difference, you did fantastic. 3 to 5%, that's normal. Okay, so be aware of that, guys. That's how I would buy it. Okay, so now I want to wrap this up by explaining this to you. Okay, the reason why we do this is we average in on the buy. Okay, is because we don't know when is the bottom. We don't know when is the bottom, so that when we buy it over here, by the time it gets over here, our average price is right here. Okay, it's not at the bottom, but it's not up here either. It's somewhere down here. That's the reason why we have to average in on the trade. And the larger your portfolio is, or the larger your position is, the more you have to average in. So don't let these knuckleheads and these dumbasses tell you, or these broke asses tell you, or these fake ass traders tell you that, oh, wait until it goes back up. Yes, you can wait if you only have like $100, okay? But when you start getting up into the 6-7 figure range, and you know, hey, I'm putting in like $100,000 or $1 million into this coin, you have to start averaging in so that you can get your orders filled, okay? Getting the order filled somewhere near the bottom is more important than getting it at the bottom, because when it comes down to here, more than likely when prices start going back up, you will not get your order filled, okay? So let me just say one last thing and then we'll finish this video, okay? When the price, if you are buying only 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, you know, then you can get away with buying it at this range. However, when you start getting 6-7 figure orders where you're buying 100, 200, 500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million worth of coins at a time, you don't have a choice. You have to start somewhere up here, and you're lucky if you end up, right? You end up somewhere over here. You are lucky as hell if you can get your orders done in that right there, in that span of time, because you are going to need it to get your order filled. Okay, now some of you guys might be watching this and you might say, hey, you know what, Ty, I don't subscribe to this bullshit, you know, I'm just gonna buy it, click the button and buy it whenever I want to, and that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know, $500, $10,000, $50,000, nothing wrong with that. Click the button, you know, move the price a little bit, you lose a little slippage, right, and you get in, right? However, when you do that, you are not learning the skills of a trader. So let's just say that you become profitable and your portfolio gets to $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million US dollars, right? What happens is if you don't practice averaging in right now, you will not be able to do that in the future when your portfolio is in the 7-8 figure range, okay? You will not, trust me. You cannot just one day go out there and say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna start practicing how to average in when I'm trading, okay? That's not how it works. You have to practice it when your account is still small, right? So that you learn emotionally, oh, you know what? I started buying a little too early, right? Next time I'm gonna try to buy it somewhere around here, okay? Oh, you know what? Still not good enough. Let me get it over here. Oh, you know what? Now my portfolio is bigger, so I gotta get in much earlier, okay? You won't know that until you actually start doing it, okay? And the sooner that you start doing it, right, the sooner that you'll learn the skills, okay? I hope that my explanation, my whiteboard explanation, helped you guys out, right? We have made a ton of mistakes, you know. When I moved over from the stocks, futures, Forex, and I moved over into the cryptocurrency trading and investing, man, I thought I knew this shit because I was doing well in the Forex and the stock market. And I thought that I'm gonna crush it when I got into the cryptocurrency market. Man, I got slaughtered. It was like starting all over again, okay? That's why I'm making these videos, to help you guys so that you guys don't make the dumbass mistakes that I made when I first got into crypto back in 2012, 2013, okay? Today, it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time, okay? You know, 2019 is coming around the corner, just a couple of days away, and just a few days away. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. If you guys celebrate Christmas, everybody celebrates New Year's, so I'm going to wish you guys a happy New Year's, right? And here's what I won't wish you for, okay? I won't wish that out of nowhere you just wake up one day like Keanu Reeves did, like Neo did in The Matrix, and all of a sudden just learn how to trade. This is something that you got to practice, okay? And the sooner that you practice what I'm just showing you in this video, the sooner that you will develop and acquire those skills so that you can use it in your portfolio. Even if you have a small portfolio right now, I would still recommend you practice averaging in, buying in a little bit at a time, just so that emotionally you're prepared whenever the portfolio gets bigger, okay? Now, in a future video, I'm gonna talk about the opposite of this and why we sell into strength. What does it mean when you hear traders, the old school traders say, hey, you gotta sell into strength, right? What does that mean, right? This is called buying into weakness, okay? Just so you guys know, this is the old school traders call this buying into weakness. That means that price is getting weaker, falling weaker and weaker, and that's when we buy. And then when we sell into strength, and I'll make that in a separate video, okay? If you guys like this type of video and you want some no bullshit trading and investing information, I highly recommend that you guys go to www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint on our website. We got a holiday sale going on with the blueprint. Go check it out, get you a copy, right, and learn from our mistakes. Remember, guys, trading and investing in cryptocurrencies is already risky. It's like walking through a landmine, okay? There is absolutely no reason if you are investing, you know, $20, $50, $100,000 into crypto, there's absolutely no reason why you don't invest into the cryptocurrency investing blueprint so that you have at least learn all the stuff that my team and I have made, all the mistakes we've made, so that you can learn it and prevent that from happening to your portfolio, okay? Have a great holidays, guys, and I will look forward to you guys in a future video, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Many of you guys are watching this and you're not subscribed to our channel. I'm not sure why, I haven't figured it out, but there's half of you guys out there that are watching our videos but not subscribed to our channel. I have no idea why that's the case, but make sure you subscribe to our channel. In 2019, my goal is to get our channel over 100,000 subscribers, guys, okay? Just for the kicks of it, okay? Just so we can say that we have a channel with 100,000 subscribers. So help us out, follow our channel, go get you a copy of the cryptocurrency investing blueprint while there's a holiday sale going on, and I will see you guys in a future video. Thank you. And let me get the remote out here and cut this video off. I can't find it.